I'm George Quinn. I research Thomas Hobbes' moral and political philosophy. Thomas Hobbes was born on April 5th, 1588 in Westport, England. He lived 91 years and lived in England for the majority of his life. Growing up, Thomas Hobbes was regarded as a very prestigious scholar. In the beginning of his career, he received a job in which he was given the opportunity to tutor William Cavendish, who eventually became the Earl of Devonshire. During this occupation, Hobbes was given the chance to travel all across Europe, in which he met well-acquainted thinkers such as René Descartes and Galileo Galilei. The next time Hobbes left his homeland of England was in 1640, when he fled to Paris due to the fear that the English Parliament would exile him due to his early writings. With England drawing close to a civil war, Hobbes started drawing an interest in philosophy. In 1651, Thomas Hobbes wrote the Leviathan, which became his most well-known publication. In the Leviathan, Hobbes states that the only way for man to lift himself out of his natural state of fear and violence was to give up his freedom and make a social contract with others to accept a central authority, thus creating the social contract theory. The social contract theory states that society would perish without a greater authority giving rule to the people. In essence, Thomas Hobbes is saying how life without government is nearly impossible. This is because, as Hobbes sees it, people's wants override society's needs, therefore creating anarchy. Hobbes' social contract theory established that a government should serve and protect all people in a society. Also, with Hobbes' belief of acting only with the consent of the governed, his views helped shape the United States Constitution. As Hobbes did contribute to the U.S. government because of his beliefs, it was one of the things he didn't believe in that truly shaped it. The United States turned away from Hobbes' belief that the perfect form of government is an absolute monarchy, and instead created a democratic constitutional republic. The Declaration of Independence specifically states that all men are created equal and also endowed with a set of unalienable rights. The idea is directly contributed to philosopher John Locke, who was also influential to the creation of the United States government. But Hobbes originally coined the belief that equality is important to the individual and that it needs to be protected. In the long run, this led to the establishment of the 14th Amendment that forbid any jurisdiction from denying a person equality before the law. Although Thomas Hobbes' society without government resulted in inevitable chaos, it did have one advantage, which was the fact that all men were considered equals. Hobbes believed that all people living in a society had the right to protection and even had the right to overthrow a government that did not support the people living in it. This resulted in the foundational idea of the United States Declaration of Independence and establishment of the Second Amendment. In summary, Thomas Hobbes' social contract theory set the precedent for all his later philosophical writings and sayings. His belief that humans are naturally evil leads into his thinking that government is needed, and the more authority people are burdened with, the better they will act. Lastly, Thomas Hobbes' reputation as a prestigious scholar gave him the opportunity to meet well-known philosophers all across Europe, therefore leading to a long-lived philosophical career, which also led to the development of the United States government and establishment of the Constitution and Declaration of Independence. These are the resources used, coming from mostly .edu sites and very credible research databases.